What's up guys, Mr. Basie here, and today we're going to be talking about and analyzing the two brand new Halo 5 Guardians advertisements that actually aired on March 29th. So they're very interesting, and they offer a lot of insight to the Halo 5 campaign. Now before we even get started, I'm going to let you guys watch them both in succession, and we're going to pick up from there. Enjoy.
Is this what you wanted? Is this what you were looking for? Was everything you've compromised, everything you've done, worth it? Was it? You've completed your mission, Spartan Locke. Mine is just beginning. All hail the conquering hero. Let us remember him as our protector, and not the one who gave us this.
As our savior, and not our betrayer.
Let us see him forever
As you, and not as you.
All hail the conquering hero.
The one who was supposed to save us all.
But now I must save us from you.
Alright guys, so now that you've seen this, you can definitely tell there are two different scenarios here. This definitely poses the question of maybe there might be alternate endings, or at least a part in a linear story. Maybe it might not be a linear story. Maybe there's not a beginning and a definite end. Maybe it can end different ways. Maybe choices that we make during the game can actually influence the story to a great degree. I mean, the fact that, Spartan Locke is on one side of the gun, whereas in the other one, Master Chief is on the end of the gun, is very colossal. That is a huge thing. So Master Chief does seem like he's in a tad bit of shit, as one might say, in the other commercial. So definitely really interesting. Another thing that's interesting though, guys, is the dialogue between these two characters. Spartan Locke seems to blame Master Chief quite a bit in his section of dialogue that he gets in the advertisement in this clip. He really puts a lot of blame on Master Chief, saying, this is what you've become, you were supposed to be the hero and this is what you've done, kind of, emphasizing the battlefield around him. So that also brings up another question. Is the destruction that we see around them, is that Master Chief's fault? Was he responsible for the destruction that we see in both of these clips? They both correspond very equally with each advertisement kind of giving us a better view at something. Spartan Locke's advertisement has a better view of the Covenant ship and all those things, but they're both the same. There's not really much difference in there, at least not that I could find. If you happen to find something, drop it down in the comments below so I can actually look it up and see it myself. So the dialogue is very different here, is my point. When we get to Master Chief's advertisement, his clip, it seems that he doesn't really refer to the battlefield at all, other than saying, is this what you wanted? Is this the outcome that you expected, I suppose, is the question he's proposing to Spartan Locke. And he mentions his mission. I suppose his mission to eliminate Master Chief is what he's referring to. And then he also says that his mission, Master Chief's mission, is not over yet, or it's just beginning. Very strange how these two characters refer to very different things in their particular scenario that they've been given. Spartan Locke seems to say that he definitely, again, blames Master Chief, but he also goes on to say, let's remember Master Chief. We should remember Master Chief as he was, I guess, and he's pointing to the memorial as Master Chief was the hero, because what he has become now, essentially, is what he's saying, is not a hero. That apparently what is around them is his fault, that the destruction is his fault, or he has some, level of blame associated to him. So that's very interesting. You know, it's difficult for me to see that this is Master Chief's fault. It really is, because throughout all the Halos, we've seen Master Chief overcome obstacles through, you know, willpower, strength, perseverance, you know, cunning, all those things. He's never really had to go to such an extreme that he would put a lot of other people at risk. But you know, who knows? Maybe in this storyline, he's pushed to such, you know, extreme lengths that he is actually forced to do things that he would not, you know, ordinarily do, to make risks and take risks with other people's lives. We just don't know based on these things, but the assumption is definitely there. The theory that this could be the case is definitely there, because Spartan Locke seems to have a vendetta against Master Chief. We've seen this in the other clips, the other commercials, and things like that. But this one is definitely very insightful as to, I guess, the missions and the ideals of these two different characters. Spartan Locke seems to be, you know, feel very righteous in hunting Master Chief, because he is apparently ending some sort of bad stuff that Master Chief is doing. I don't really know how I want to phrase it, but that's essentially what he feels like he's doing. He's kind of cleansing, you know, the world of Master Chief's evil, I suppose. Definitely the kind of idea that I was getting from it, or the kind of feeling that I was getting, the way that he was really portraying it. Like, if no one had played a Halo game before, if we had not actually, you know, if no one has played a Halo game, and this was the first Halo game, going into this commercial, it would seem like Spartan Locke is the good guy, you know what I mean? Because Master Chief sounds like the bad guy in this one. You know, he says, you know, this was your mission, but mine's just beginning, where Spartan Locke seems very righteous, and he seems, you know, that he feels like he's in the right. He feels that what he's doing is justified because of apparently whatever's around them. So if we had not ever played a Halo game, if we had no knowledge and Halo was a new game and this was a commercial advertising it, it would definitely seem like Spartan Locke is the good guy in this if we knew nothing else other than these two commercials. Very, very strange that is his ideal and that's how he's portrayed. Whereas Master Chief, again, not too many words, just that, you know, his mission is just starting, and then, you know, apparently Spartan Locke's, you know, I guess he's questioning, Master Chief is questioning, is this really what you wanted to happen? So maybe the battle between these two caused what's around them, and Spartan Locke, rather than accepting some of the blame, you know, towards this destruction, is actually just kind of laying it all on Master Chief, saying, you know, look at what happens. I was chasing you to stop you from doing something like this, and this happened anyway. You know what I mean? So very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. Some of the other little things that I want to point out is on the statue. We can clearly see in Spartan Locke. Spartan Locke actually has in his clip, he's got a better view of it. It says duty and honor above all. It's riddled with bullets, but it's right up there. You can probably make it out. Duty and honor above all. And I guess again, that's how he is saying we should remember Master Chief, because apparently, you know, according to Spartan Locke, what Master Chief has become now is less than what a hero should be, or what he was. He has fallen from grace, essentially. Also in Spartan Locke's clip, we also get a better view of the Covenant ship. We see the Covenant ship in both of these clips, but in Spartan Locke's, you know, in particular, we see a much more detailed, it seems a bit closer as well on Spartan Locke's view, a Covenant ship that seems a bit destroyed. It's slightly on fire. Slightly on fire, and seems a bit, you know, broken up. It seems like there's something wrong with it. So the Covenant are probably involved with this for some reason, that the city is destroyed again, that there's been some sort of weapon that has been deployed, whether that be from the human side, the UNSC side, or the Covenant side, or maybe a whole different force altogether, because we're not all too sure yet what kind of enemies are actually going to be in Halo 5 Guardians. I mean, we have a general idea based on what we've seen. We've seen elites, we've seen this, of course, the Spartans, but we don't know. Maybe there's a new enemy introduced in the very beginning, you know, before everything, before, you know, at E3 when they debuted Halo 5, we saw what looked like a massive Promethean monster, you know, a massive Promethean, you know, object or whatever it may be. And so that leads me to believe Prometheans are also in Halo 5, and there's no reason they wouldn't be, really, other than the fact that, you know, I don't want to spoil anything. If you're, spoiler alert anyway, who cares? Spoiler alert, it's coming. You know, their planet got blown up, and that was in, you know, the Spartan Ops and all that stuff. That happened after the story had finished. The planet had been destroyed. So there might be some remnants, some rebel remnants, or maybe some out for revenge, maybe. Definitely some interesting stuff, guys. I really am quite intrigued by these two advertisements, by these two clips. They definitely add a lot of insight to what the Halo's campaign might be really about, like what events might take place. We kind of get the idea, we get the gist of what it might be about, but not the nitty-gritty specifics. And this adds a bunch of, other than the other one, the one with the bullet that's a traitor on it, this really didn't add too much. Or I'm sorry, that didn't add too much until now. This is huge. This is definitely huge, and I can see a lot of theories popping up about this. So again, if you saw anything that I missed, put it down in the comment section below. I will read it, and if it's really massive, like if I missed something colossal, and I can't believe that I really would do that, if you caught it and I didn't, put it in there. Everybody thumb it up if it's really important, if it's huge and if it's really important. I will go back and I'll probably even make a video of it, kind of further analyzing it and giving you guys a very zoomed in, up close image of it and some of the theories I might have on it as well. So with that being said, guys, like the video if you enjoyed. If you'd like to become a Sage in Training, make sure you subscribe today. This has been Mr. Basie, your favorite Sage, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. What are you? Sheep! Can we push this fucking sheep, guys? Oh, we're gonna be so mean. Sheep! 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 Get out of there! Get off here! Get off the mountain, sheep! Get off! You don't deserve it! Get off! No, sheep will save you! Sheep! Take my hand!